Hey, hello, Redbird. It just occurred to me. Hold on, quick second. That was me turning down the space heater. Yes, this is Annie Redbird coming live here. Hello, Facebook land. Coming live to you from Oregon, where we are seeing for sure the impacts of what they are saying are the worst ice storm, snowstorm impacts that we've had in like 40 years. So, sitting here in the sort of the soft light of natural light because we are without electricity. And that's partly why I'm here. I wanted to come in here and then also share this with my special Redbirds on my list. I wanted just to give three ideas to tap into our sort of our native landscape, that inner sanctum of who we are, and come home to ourselves to like shore up our resiliency and our peace as we, not just here in Oregon, but across the United States, across the globe, are saying, hello, 2021, you look awfully familiar, right? That like, that very beginning of this year is feeling a little familiar. So, sort of three ideas of how we can say to nature, all right, baby. Well, how can we work together? How can we work together so that there's a feeling of safety and safe place and sanctuary? And nature would say to us, I would imagine, and I hear, is like, hey, that's not my job. My job is to demonstrate. How are you going to take that information in? How are you going to be your own sanctuary? How are you going to tap into that creativity that is innate within you, that is your all supply, that is your natural resource to find your own grounding? Okay, so I wanted to offer like three possibilities, and so three, using that purposefully, and it's also very organized, three, so I don't go on and on. So one way I'm doing it, and you can hear it clanging on the desk, is, I'm grounding myself in selected, as my husband would say, rocks with stones. So really important stones that I am carrying with me. This one is particular, blue lace chalcedony or blue lace agate, to help me with my creative connection. Because that's where problem solving, I'll set it in here. That's where problem solving, is rooted in, right? Rather than just bringing the problem, we're finding solutions. So we're finding solution in cooking all sorts of things on the barbecue. We're finding solution about how to wash dishes. We're finding solution in like, how do we spend these big open gaps of time that weren't here, because otherwise we would be busy doing all the things on modern conveniences. So that's one. So stone, grounding, getting all cozy right in with Mother Earth. Another way is about flow. So we're in the season of winter, of this, this deep water. And we certainly had a lot of that here in Oregon, right? We had that with a lot of snow further up from us and a whole lot of ice around us here on this side of the state. And special, just grateful moment to everyone who has pitched in and provided assistance. But how do we go with the flow? What sort of things can you have in your environment right now that are helping you reframe flow? What are those? You'll notice I'm wearing blue. Yeah, I've got my signature blue glasses, but I chose blue as a color, even though in like the Sip of Sanctuary, the winter Sip of Sanctuary, the retreat that I share, resiliency. Okay, we're back and I'm live, more liver than I was just 7 minutes ago. So Hashtag rural Wi-Fi, love it. Hashtag ice storm 2021. So hang with me. We were talking about three things to ground right now, and what nature is saying, and I'm hearing nature, what nature is saying about how we can really come back into ourselves, into our native resources, and really, sort of get to the brass tacks of taking good care of ourselves when we're under times of stress like we are right now. So my first party recap, my first tip was, hey, get yourself a stone, carry a stone. And I don't really care what stone it is. I just want you and your physical body to be in contact with earth. And I want that to be held. Now, some people carry it in their pockets, some people wear them on their bodies, some people wear them in their bras, whatever. And I don't really care what that particular stone is and the meaning that comes with it. Mine is about your connection. Pardon that noise out there, but hashtag work from home. So one is stone. What stone becomes sacred in its job to connect you with Mother Earth, with the mama, right? The second thing is season of flow. We're in a water season. We've seen a lot of water. We've seen a lot of water around here for my redbirds, and for those of us who are hypersensitive, deeply intuitive, who are big feelers, deep thinkers, and deep listeners, flow is feeling flow, and no blocks, no dams, no burden. Don't want to be under that water for too long. It's important for us to have elements of flow. So I'm wearing blue. I chose blue. I'm like, yeah, blue, not just my blue signature glasses, but like blue, because hey, 2021, have we met before? So the color blue, even though I was saying in the sip of sanctuary, winter sip of sanctuary, white is sort of the color I intuitively key on for us. For times right now, when there's a heightened element of water, I want to go with that flow. So what in your environment can you do? What can you do in the environment of your body that can help the garden of the mind? And that flow, creativity for problem solving, and the flow of emotions, because we're getting saturated with emotions right now, right? At least here in Oregon and other parts of the planet, with so much going on. All right, so you're just getting all sorts of my my sanctuary speak today. The third thing that I want us to consider, when because we're highly sensitive, right? We're highly sensitive people, and so it means our senses are on. They're really on. That's what a highly sensitive person is. That's what an empath is. That's what a sensitive folks are. Is that we're really keyed in on our senses. The thing that nature does for us is it speaks to us on all of those levels. So as we are considering what is sanctuary for me, especially when I'm at a higher stress level, what is sanctuary? We may be seeking safe place outside of ourselves, but really the lesson for us, my mission is that we are becoming that sanctuary. We're remembering, and we're becoming that sense of sanctuary for ourselves, that safe place. So by connecting with the stone, by going with the flow, and then third, by treating, because that's touch, right? Flow is a movement, feel. And so if we pick another sort of sensory element, it might be, what can I lay my eyes on? What can I set my sights for that will help me lighten up? So over here, I've been burning candles, not just for the functional effect, since we don't have power, day 7, but I've been burning candles as a way to visually help me lighten up. So that becomes an important element for me in my sanctum, in my sanctuary, in the feeling. It lightens me up, it warms me up, it brings me up. And so that is a really powerful tool. Bonus would be also, what sort of flower, you can see my friend Orchid is back over here hanging out saying, I got you, sis. What sort of flower? So, in the winter season, we don't have a lot going on, but we do have other characters. So there may be the choice to say, okay, what sort of flower element can come into my sanctuary to be part of my recipe, to help me with my sanctuary self, to help me with that solution, to keep that creativity flowing. What can that be for me? So it's 3 quick sort of tips for you, right? So we're looking at what the environment can help support within, internally, and build that sanctuary self. When we're in high stress, keep it very simple, sweetheart. Keep it really simple. Go to basics. And basics for us is about our senses. And we know from science that when we are soothing 2 or more of our sensory powers, we are sort of priming the healing pump, the resiliency pump, and that's helping on a physiological level and on a metaphysical level. So that's what I would want for you, Redbird. That is what I want for you, is that that this has served you, these 3 little sanctuary tips. I personally am going to up my dose of sanctuary. Starting next week, I'm going to do my own sip of sanctuary. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but if you've been around the Redbird town here, you know that every season I conduct and share a retreat yourself guided experience. And so it's an experience, it's a product, it's an ebook, it's filled with meditation and general, just sort of soulful, science-based, nature-loving care. And so I'm going to start my own. I'm going to start on Tuesday and be sharing that with y'all. And so if you're a former sipper, let me know. If you're going to be sipping, maybe you want to sip along with, and we can sort of be sharing and be in connection and community around that. That'd be delightful. So Tuesday is when I'm going to start. And then for those of you who are new to Sip of Sanctuary, you can find a link or just DM me, and I can tell you what that's all about. So that's it for now. So this is your Annie Redbird, your healing intuitive, your spiritual coach who specializes in sacred sanctuary spaces within and around. And I trust that this has served you. I'm rooting for you. Get it? Rooting for you. And I just would say, be sure to take good care of your precious self by grounding. All right. Ciao for now.